Ever since the Justice League premiered and ultimately flopped in theaters, fans have been demanding WB release the Snyder Cut of the film. It had been highly debated for over a year now if the film even existed. Dedicated Snyder fans believed it did, and anyone who has seen both versions of Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice knows that Snyder's Ultimate Edition cut is a million times better than that crappy, disjointed Warner Brothers theatrical cut. But being Warner Brothers and their typical overreactive selves, they gripped for even more control of Justice League when Batman vs. Superman underperformed in the box office. The irony is that their interference with Batman vs. Superman is exactly why it did underperform. So once Warner Brothers saw the cut of Snyder's Justice League, they deemed it unwatchable, then mandated the film not break over 2 hours long. The morons at Warner Brothers thought a film that introduces Aquaman, Cyborg, and The Flash, as well as a major new villain with Steppenwolf, while also restoring Superman to life and having a story worth watching, should be a movie no longer than 2 hours. This is the moronic brain trust we have leading at Warner Brothers. They did it for bonuses and believed the lower running time would ensure more viewings of the film, which it did not. But that's when they brought in Joss Whedon to spend even more money on unnecessary reshoots. It resulted in what people call a Frankenstein film. And of course the film met with a very poor reception at the box office because it didn't answer any questions left from Batman vs. Superman and was filled with cheesy stuff added in by Whedon himself. It ended up being the lowest grossing film in the DC EU franchise to date. Too bad Avengers Endgame is coming soon, and its running time is set to be 3.5 hours long. There's no doubt that that film is going to destroy records everywhere, despite the long running time. Length doesn't matter as long as the film is good, and everything that has trickled out of what the Snyder Cut of Justice League would have been sounds nothing short of epic. In short, Warner Brothers once again had the chance to lead the industry and set the standard, but instead shot themselves in the foot. Recently, Zack Snyder himself verified that a Snyder Cut of Justice League does in fact exist. Now this is what baffles me. If WB felt Justice League was a flop, and they're sitting on another version of the film that could bring in more money to make the film break even, or perhaps even make money and be profitable, why wouldn't they do it? The success of Aquaman is a perfect reason to release it now. It's new Aquaman content instantly for fans. They should strike while the iron is hot with that character. When Avengers Endgame comes out and it's a success, Warner Brothers will have yet another reason to release it. So why not release it? My only guess is that either there is some sort of agenda against Snyder himself for some unknown reason, or the execs that are actually responsible for Batman vs. Superman and Justice League underperforming are protecting themselves. They're scared it will bring them to the forefront, and their bosses will realize the wrong people keep getting fired every time a DC film underperforms. There is only one common denominator to Suicide Squad, Batman vs. Superman, and Justice League having reshoots, hacked up editing jobs, and ultimately underperforming at the box office, and that's the Warner Brothers executives themselves. Not the directors, not the screenwriters, and not the actors. I'm calling on more people to harass WB with the hashtag #ReleaseTheSnyderCut. We as fans deserve to see it, and Zack Snyder certainly deserves to be either liked or hated for his actual version of the film, and not theirs. Hashtag #ReleaseTheSnyderCut. Hashtag F Warner Brothers. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for future content.